Most people reserve jewelry buying for special occasions, but Mejuri is fine jewelry done differently because they know it's important to celebrate every day, not just the big moments. Start making your days a little extra special with gorgeous pieces for every style, occasion, and price point. Mejuri jewelry is designed in-house and crafted using responsibly sourced materials that are made to last, like their best-selling 14K solid gold pieces. You can even personalize your jewelry with engravable styles, birthstones, and letter pendants. It's time to start wearing jewelry just for you. Make every day an occasion. Discover fairly priced and expertly handcrafted styles to wear and love forever. Visit mejuri.com to shop fine jewelry essentials. That's mejuri.com.
At Bombas, we make socks, underwear, and T-shirts that feel good and do good. They feel good because they're designed with the softest materials and comfort innovations. They do good because for every item you purchase, we donate another item to someone who needs it. So far, we at Bombas have donated over 100 million items, and your purchases add to that impact. Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code Wondery at checkout.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the glorious Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Well, hello. How are you?
I am doing great. Just here, ready to talk some Real Housewives of Orange County. A lot of stuff has happened since our last recap of Orange County. A lot of stuff. A lot of adventure. A lot of things have happened. Oh. Yeah.
Well, we're just going to drive through this.
Oh, God, I hope we don't crash and burn with this episode.
Yeah, there is some sad news. Shannon Bedore, that dumbass, drove drunk. Okay, when she crashed her car. She clipped it, as TMZ said. If you want some in-depth discussion of that, we talked about it on this week's Crappy Hour. It's the first one that we've actually posted as a full episode on our RSS feed. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you can go get that. If you want to watch a video of it, go to Patreon. It's there, okay? So we talked about that at length.
Although some new stuff has come out since then. We've now seen the video of the car crashing, and we've also learned some context about what was happening before when she was getting drunk, which apparently, did you read about this?
Hold on. First of all, let's just do an intro for everything. Join us for Crappy Hour, first and third Mondays of the month at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you want videos of all of our recaps, go to Patreon, Crappens on Demand level. Also, our bonus episodes are on Patreon, and we do a show called Dwell Hello, which is on Wondery Plus. That is a House Hunters and House Hunters International podcast, and that'll be out next week. Ding! Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah. So the stuff that's happened since Crappy Hour, because probably by the time we do our next Crappy Hour, this is going to be old news. So there was video footage of Shannon. We were wondering on Crappy Hour, clipping a house, what does that mean? How do you clip a house? So there's footage. It's crazy. It's Shannon just zooming around a corner and just like going too fast, overcompensating, and she goes around the corner and just crashes her car into the side of a building.
Like sideswipes
for like a second. Yeah. It's not even a side swipe. It is like a almost perpendicular.
Does she hit it head on for some reason?
It's like corner on. She sort of goes. She comes around. Basically she's making a left turn, but she's going too fast, and she doesn't come out of the left turn quickly enough. So she sort of makes that left turn and just keeps on going into the building. So then she stops for a moment. Then she backs up, and then she goes down into the intersection. So if it weren't drunk drive, like it's not a funny situation. Drunk driving is so serious, and people get killed, and it ruins families. It's nothing to laugh at. But if you were to watch the video out of context, It's a very silly video of a car hitting a building. So she hits the building.
It is kind of a silly video. And
It's
by
like
the
a silly
way,
video.
we will laugh at everything on this show.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get that there are sensitivities around it, but we will still be making jokes.
Yeah, luckily no one was hurt and no one was injured. We do not condone drunk driving, and we do not think it's a funny thing. But knowing, luckily, that no one was hurt beyond whatever injuries Shannon got, the video is funny. The video,
here, well,
as a car crashing video, because you just know it's Shannon, and you're not like, oh well, no, just like Shannon.
Well, it is very Shannon because it's like, it's like crashes, and then it slows down. Then it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna back away from this house that I just hit, paralyzed extremely slowly, because maybe no one will see me. You could just see her like ducking down, and it being like, whoop, was it me who hit that house? Nope. I'm just gonna back away from this very slow. It's like, Shannon, you already hit the house, okay? People are you're not gonna sneak away from this, you fuck. And then she gets out of the car and starts walking her dog in the middle of the street because apparently, and this is just from people piecing stuff together online. Apparently, she was out partying. She had just become friends with Kelly Dodd again. Did you hear this? Like,
yes.
she just decided to become friends with Kelly Dodd. Woo! And we're probably a quiet woman or some shit like that. And John had the dog, apparently, for some reason. So she was coming from the bars. This is all alleged, guys. I don't know. She's apparently coming from the bars to pick up Archie from John's house to drive home, and then is when she hit the house.
Yes, and the report that I saw today, all alleged, is that apparently she was actually at the bar drinking with her business partner or something like that, and she was apparently Alexis Bellino was there too, coincidentally, and she was bitching about Alexis Bellino. Like, one person said they overheard Shannon complaining about Alexis Bellino, which to me is like, I mean, Shannon's terrible night is kind of, it's also hilarious. Like, oh, well, there's Alexis Bellino. There she is. I bet she thinks she got it figured out. She says, she's not even on the show anymore, and she's still peddling her fame. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you who's not peddling any fame. Me, because I refuse to get on Pelotons anymore ever since David forced me on one.
Well, you know what's even crazier about that is that the last time Shannon was in big trubs was when she and Tamara went on the Heather McDonald podcast and talked shit about Jim Bellino's
That's probably why she's talking shit.
Trampoline park or whatever. And then Jim Bellino sued their asses for like $1 zillion. And all alleged, Jim, okay? We're not coming for Jim's business. But they got sued. And so it's all now come back to this arrest, and the next time she's in big trouble, guess who's involved? The Bellino name. That's what's involved.
Exactly.
It had nothing really to do with anything. It's just so weird how the world works, isn't it?
It's just like, of course, like, again, drunk driving is not funny and don't condone it.
Okay.
I all that stuff. But of course, when Shannon does it, it's the most slapsticky version, like, of course, and it's like based in Alexis Bellino drunken rage. So
and it's just everything slapsticky about it. Like even the news reporting about it. Okay, this is from Us Weekly. Automobile fluid helped police track down RHOC's Shannon Bedore in DUI. Oh wow, really great job with your CSIing. The woman crashed into a fucking house and parked her car in the middle of the street. Why are you acting like you're Inspector Clouseau over there?
Yeah, I really hope that Alexis Bellino reports on this. We're here. We're live. There is an atrocious drunk driving accident right now. The building is on fire. It is raging. Oh, no, nothing's on fire. Okay, we'll be back to you in the studio.
So, okay, everyone.
But the other thing is,
oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. No, Alexis, those are your lines. Everyone's okay. I also, of course, live on Reddit in my free time, reading stuff, and read a comment that cracked me up. They're like, wow, or a post. They said Shannon's tagline is way more awkward now, which I didn't even think about.
What was her tagline?
Her tagline this season is, in Orange County, I call the shots, and it's always tequila.
Whoops. That's awkward.
And they've also got their Tres Amigas thing. They're trying to come out with their own tequila. They're doing all these shows that are based around doing shots and all of this stuff. It's just...
And she's entering rehab, apparently. Apparently she is entering rehab. Again, these are all alleged. These are just like the gossip that's coming through. But by the way, God bless Twitter. Because, yesterday I saw Shannon was trending. So I click on it. Because yesterday was when 2 days ago, is when the video came out. And of course, once that video came out, everyone started posting just the rudest, like, when I say this in like hilarious way, like Shannon coming home from, happy hour and like a video of a car flying off a cliff. Like everyone is doing all these like gag videos of Shannon's driving. And honestly, they're hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Tom Girardi memes yet.
Yeah, I was wondering when that's going to happen. I mean, like, you can always rely on the internet to just roast someone in the best possible way. I mean, everyone should really just go check out these. They're so funny.
Well, my house was broken into, and I confronted the burglar, and then I had to go have eye surgery, and then, Stella had to go over and help, and...
Surprised I haven't seen the car flipping down the hill 30 times.
You know what's so funny? If Shannon Bedore had delivered Erica's monologue about Tom, I would have believed the whole thing, because that's like a very Shannon Bedore thing.
Well, it was driving, and it was a curvy road. It was actually snowing. It was snowing in Pasadena, and there was a burglar, and so we confronted, and so he had to go to the hospital, and I found him 9 feet away from, like, down a cliff. It was horrifying. It was horrible.
I'd be like, wow.
Yeah. He was just lying there, and I went to help him. I said, "This is not my place, you fucking bitch."
So anyway.
Yeah, this should be an interesting journey for us all, okay, for the next few years. But guess what? Like we have to do on a lot of shows, this is not about how drunk Shannon is today, because this has not happened yet. It's like all the Vanderpump Rules stuff where you have to come on here. Scandival happens in public, but then on the show we have to be like, well, Raquel is right in this situation because she's not a... dirty, cheating best friend yet. So we have to be on this side in this part of the show. But yeah, I was going to say stop spoiling the shows, but I guess you can't really help but spoil somebody crashing into a house. Okay.
Yeah. So we're in the middle of this Mexico trip, this disastrous trip. And Tamra has just, screamed at Jen and made her feel shitty about Ryan for like the 10th time this season.
You're not the only person who fucked on my gym.
So Jen has now gone off with Taylor because Jen is like upset and Taylor's going to go console her. They go walk off, have an Oklahoma consolation moment. And then Tamra's still at the table, being like,
It might be a flag. It might be a flag, bitch.
You cheated on Simon with Eddie, did you not? And vice versa. So, like, Eddie worked with your ex, didn't he? Or worked for your ex or something like that. I mean, not to dredge up old history, but hypocrite. So Emily is like, well, you're the one who brought up new people at the gym, Tamra. And she goes,
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good, bitch.
She will go have some compassion.
Well, you know me. You know me. You know me. Do I ever sugarcoat? I have a gym. We do not use sugar at the gym. No sugarcoating, bitch.
And Gina's like,
well, you know what? Maybe you should start putting a little sprinkle of sugar in there. If you can't handle the truth, I'm not your fan, bitch.
Okay, Jack Betchelson. Okay, we get it.
Jack Betchelson.
A few good betches. Okay, we get it.
So Emily's like, the root of the problem is Vicki.
She's like, yeah, you always fuck up my life, Vicki.
And Vicki's like, whoa. Okay,
back it up, bitch. I don't fuck up your life at all. Okay, back it up.
Dorinda really affected Vicki because she's coming back with a lot of Dorinda-isms for this season. So, Tamara's like, just kidding, bitch. And Heather says, Vicki, honestly, just walked into a bad game of Truth or Dare. That's just what happened. Vicki made the game of Truth or Dare into a bad game. Truth or Dare is not really that bad of a game. You don't say Truth or Dare. Ben, Truth or Dare. I think you're stupid, and I don't like the moose on your wall, the moose head on your wall. Fuck off. Okay, that's my truth.
That's my truth.
It's not how you play it.
Yeah, no. First of all, there's no moose on my wall. Because first of all, the background here is fake. And second of all, that's also not even a moose in the first place, even if it was real.
You're correct. And that's why I chose that, because I knew it was fake. I would never say that about your background.
Yeah, I realized I didn't put on a background for this. Should I put on the Orange County traffic circle again? Because that's sort of my favorite background. Just the cars. Ooh, imagine if that's the intersection where Shannon got into trouble. Wow.
No, she could have used a circle in that example. Jesus.
She needed a circle. You're right.
That's how she was driving.
She
mentally, she was in the traffic circle. Physically, she was on a square block. That's the
why do
problem.
they always, I don't understand. Why do they take traffic circles and make them right angles these days? It's just not productive to anyone.
So let's see. So I'm lost. I don't know why. So yeah, Tamara's like, you know what? I don't think he's good for her, and that's that. It's true, but shut up. You know what I mean? Like, I do a lot of shit that's not good for me. I don't need my friends following me around, being like, Ronnie, you shouldn't pick your nose with Q-tips, okay? What if you said, Ronnie, don't run down the stairs using a metal straw? Ronnie, your underwear 2 sizes too small, okay? Wearing smaller underwear doesn't mean your ass is smaller, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Being honest at all times is not necessarily a virtue. Okay.
Yes.
Like, there are times when you shouldn't be honest. There are times, and you can also be honest, but you can also deliver your honesty in a nice way. Like, honesty doesn't have to be delivered in a really mean, embarrassing, nasty way.
Yeah. Being honest all the time is bullshit. I don't believe in it. So Jen is calling Ryan, just sobbing from her room, which, Ryan, of course, who's not guilty at all, by the way. As much as Tamara's an asshole, of course Tamara's correct about everything she's saying.
Yeah.
Ryan's a piece of shit. Jen's with a slimy guy who's cheating on her constantly, and everybody in town's know. I mean, her 78-year-old Costco working mother knows. Or wait, I'm sorry, Perry. Emily's 78-year-old mother-in-law has heard at the
Costco
gym what
shopping
a slut that Ryan.
mother.
Yes,
Costco shopping.
Yes.
Big difference.
And don't you feel like Perry's one of those Costco shoppers? He's like, do you have this smaller? Does this come smaller? No, only this big. Oh, what am I going to do with 50 bags of chips? Okay. Nothing smaller. Okay. What about this spinach? Anything smaller?
She just goes in to shame Costco. She actually doesn't intend to buy anything. She's like, you know what? Ritz cracker too big.
So anyway, everybody
she just walks up to the
Ryan's
samples and goes,
shit.
no, too fattening. It's like, well, then why did you come over to the samples?
No, I don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
So so Ryan is a piece of shit is the point, and we all know it. And of course, he's acting like he's totally guilty too. So she's like, oh my God, honey. He's like, you okay, babe? She's like, and Taylor's with her. She's like, Ryan, it's Taylor. Jen is having a really rough afternoon, Ryan. She's like, yeah, Tamara, just like she goes down this whole fucking thing, and like how you've been fucking someone a year on me. And I'm just tired of it, Ryan. I'm tired. It fucking hurts. And he's like, you know what? She's got nothing, babe. She's got nothing on me. Okay, that doesn't make you sound innocent. Like, show me the receipts. Really, Ryan?
Babe, if there's anything I need to know, it better come from your mouth. And by the way, thank you so much in advance for having it come from your mouth. Because if I sit from her and she tells me something, I'm literally going to come undone. And this is the version of me coming undone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me come undone in your presence. I really honor it. Thank you.
And he's like, babe, I'm so sorry you're going through this, but hey, take it from the source. That's me, the trustworthy source. Just take it from me, babe. But it still hurts, Ryan. It still hurts. And she tells us, I wish I could have made my marriage work. I love my husband. I love my family. And I just made a lot of hard decisions. And I upheld my end. Just uphold your end. Jen, you cheated on your husband. You did not uphold your end. Okay? I know you're talking to Ryan right now, but you can't be saying uphold your end. Also, I really like Jen. I don't care. People make mistakes. You know what? Sometimes you're in a marriage. You're miserable. I feel like we all deserve to be happy. Fuck that guy for not making you happy. Fuck Will. There, I said it. Okay? But don't cheat with the slut from the gym. Like, cheat with somebody... I don't know, upgrade.
Well,
don't cheat with somebody with writing all over their jean jacket and gel in their hair and like fake Canal Street brands.
I think that's exactly who you
better.
cheat with. I feel like that's
don't leave for that, man.
Right. You cheat with that person, but then now that you're liberated from this crumbling marriage, that you don't marry. Okay? It's called fuck, marry, kill, not fuck and marry and kill the marriage.
Fuck, marry, yeah. Fuck, marry, and wait till he kills me. Okay? That's not the game.
Fuck, marry, kill your spirit.
Yeah. Speaking of Costco, this is the Costco sample. You pass it, you sample it, you
Sample.
wait for, you go buy the real
value
thing.
size.
Yes.
Okay. It's literally called family size for a reason. So I'm also interested to know, I feel like we've heard so many vagaries about this marriage, like the things that were going wrong.
I do not need any help. I have a job. It's called The Real.
No,
But we hear things about this marriage, but we don't really know what happened beside the fact that it's like clear that Jen probably cheated. So I'm really interested to know next season. I'd like to dive deeper into this just a little bit.
Well,
Not too much. For one episode. Yes.
Here's my guess. They were married. He works in Oklahoma because that's where...
He's just a boy who can't say no.
Right. And he really loves Surrey with the French on top. So that's where he's going to be. And so he's there. But also, Tamara was getting her cast on Orange County, so she had to live here to be on the show. Do you think that that had anything to do with it? Like, she was here, going to Tamara's gym, prepping to be on the show, started banging this guy who happened to be around? Or do you think that she had to have left Will long before? I don't know where the timelines really are.
That's what I'm saying. There's still so much to discover. There's a lot of discovery here. She's like a really good board game. So now it's later.
So many vagrants talking about it, guys.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast Over My Dead Body is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the Movie to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
So, there's vagrants and there's vagaries.
Oh my God! What about vagrants with vagaries?
Could you imagine?
What
if
about
a vagrant
vagary?
vague? I'm a vague vagrant. I put the vague and vagrant. That'll be the next Real Housewife. Like we're gonna change up the format. We casted a vagrant.
Fake vagrant.
Did you hear? She's a vagrant. That'll be Tamara uncovering the vagrant's true past.
Finally, Gina will have someone to pour shame.
Oh, by the way, we buried the lead. Okay, Shannon, drunk driving. Yes. By the way, by the end of this episode, Gina had me so mad, like so deeply angry. I'm so ready for later. When we get into it. Okay. So now it's makeup time.
Wait, is that the lead? That's not the lead.
The lead is that this is like fuck Gina. But meaning like this is an episode where you're like Gina's like the lead would have been if there had not been Shannon drunk driving. But like this episode was so funny. It was a great episode, but also fuck Gina. Gina's one of the worst housewives of all time. I think she's at that level, and we're gonna like dive into that. That's what it would have been. Okay?
I'm in. You know, I'm always down.
I'm sorry. I'm just like I'm really activated at the moment. I just activated myself. So
Speaking
now
of Gina, getting into animal print.
Yeah, because they're getting ready for their afternoon activities. So I'm so excited to see the turtles. What do turtles eat? Lettuce? And Emily's like, seaweed. Like seaweed salad? Seahorses. Can I give the turtles ragu?
Does that make me a bad Italian?
They don't eat seahorses, do they? I think they're vegetarian. Okay, listen. Emily has had a decent season, but you're killing me with this, okay? Yeah. You're both of you. So group one is going snorkeling, and group one is Gina, Tamara, Emily, and Shannon. And Tamara's like,
you know what? I want us to go have fun, soak in the sun, parasailing, playing with turtles. You know, so many things we can't do in the OC. There's not many animals that I could be confused with, but a turtle's one of them. Turtle faces.
So Shannon gets on the bus and she goes,
well, I have information on the turtles, everyone. John says we can't touch them because they have bacteria.
So another piece. Although actually I believe what he said was, I can't touch you, Shannon, anymore because I'm afraid you have bacteria. But I'm pretty sure he meant turtles, because why would a boyfriend say that to his girlfriend of several years? It feels like a rude thing to say. And if I actually believe that's what he said, I believe I would be fully paralyzed. Fully paralyzed. Ah.
Oh, hold on. I got a text from John. Sorry, I can't text you back right now. Busy, BRB, my little turtle.
Wait a minute.
Do you know, I actually amend the Christmas Carol, the 12th day of Christmas, because I've been told by John Jansen I can't give turtle doves because they have bacteria. So instead I just give some Dr. Moon enemas instead.
That has to be one of my favorite stories from this week. They went to Dr. Moon to get a quote. And they were like, Dr. Moon, what do you think about Shannon's DUI? And he's like, this has nothing to do with my colonic. I'm like, oh, okay. I love that Dr. Moon is taking calls just to get people, like, figuratively and literally off of his ass. He's like, I'm trying to sell colonics here, people.
So they're all getting in their vans, and Jen is sitting in there, and she's so mad that she can't even like listen to what anyone's saying. They kind of like, Vicki's talking, and they make her audio kind of like fade out, and she goes, I am so pissed at myself that I keep putting up with Tamara's behavior. I just want to have a fun day today. I'll go parasailing. I will do anything. I just don't want to be around Tamara until later on when I'm going to be around Tamara.
I can't wait to hug Tamara. Wow, this is crazy. Gosh, passing that park, it reminds me of a park that I was at with Tamara once where we hugged. I miss that.
So now, meanwhile, in the other van, Emily's like, can I just say, it's like really messed up that Heather called me a snuffleupagus. And
you know what? She's just not aware.
I mean, I wanted to make her aware that she needs to laugh at herself if she's going to say that shit to me. So I'm like, wait, but I thought this was settled. I thought you guys figured this out. Like, you said this to her.
You know, Emily and Gina just do this every season that they're on. They just take one little thing, they twist it and turn it against somebody, and they just keep going and going and going, and they keep reinforcing each other's stupid thoughts. And then you guys have turned me into the point of being on Heather Dubrow's side. I mean, when has that ever happened on this show? I don't think I've ever been on Heather Dubrow's side. I think Heather Dubrow's horrid, and I'm completely Team Heather right now.
Totally Team Heather. I'm like, I think that Gina brings Emily down. I think we've seen like Emily has really come into her own. I think this is Emily's been her best season, and every time where I'm like, oh my god, Emily is actually like really good. She shoots these scenes with Gina where you're like, okay, get rid of both of them, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that it's worse with Gina. I think she's really been entertaining on her own when Gina hasn't been around, and then Gina just fucks everything up when she comes in.
Always.
Get rid of Gina. So then we see this stupid storyline they're trying to drag out. And Gina says she's not aware. And Emily's like, but I just want her to be aware. Like, she has to laugh at herself. And then we see a clip of Emily getting offended that Heather compared some cookies to Emily's boobs. I'm like, well, what are you talking? You have no sense of humor about yourself either. That's so obviously a joke.
That's exactly. Yourself. And you've got big boobs. And, like, you bought those boobs, too. And, like, even if you didn't, like, it's such, like, it's stupid. So then Gina's like, well, I think it's from a childhood. Like, just how you say there's a reason that, like, why you are from your childhood. I think her mom, like, puts it down a lot. And then I think they just put this in here just that we could get, like, a little taste of Heather's mom from last season because her mom was so good. I don't know why we have not seen her again.
Her mom's like, wow, look at your hands, honey. Look at your hands. Wow.
They used to call me
hey, waiter. Yeah, and Heather's like, we still do, mother. And when the waiter comes over and she's reset the table, she's reset all of her silverware, and she goes, hey, look, this is how you set a table.
Heather, stop that. But also, by the way, asking Heather to have a sense of humor about herself, that's like what don't try to do things that you just won't be able to do. Like, don't set yourself up for failure. Heather's never going to be able to laugh at herself. You know that. So why are you expecting that? She's just Heather.
Don't try and get jelly out by twisting the doorknob. Know what I'm saying?
That's what I always say. Don't try to use a jelly as your doorknob. It's just jellies and doorknobs. Don't worry. Okay?
Oh, so Gina tells us,
well, it's so easy for people to label Heather as a rich bitch, but that's not what it is. Heather does not mean to offend anybody. She's just so good at it naturally.
But then later in the episode, Gina's all about like, oh, you think you're better than everyone else. She's so infuriating. So now we go back.
She has no loyalty to anybody at any time. And
she does this every season.
Really, she does. She's a shitty friend to literally everybody. And what kills me is Emily's only friends with her because she feels like the other people won't hang out with her. So she needs somebody to shoot with, which is true, actually. But.
Yeah, Gina has dropped a friend every single season on this show. And has come up with the same excuses, and she has looked for reasons to not like them, and then or she pushes them in that position, and then when they do, then she uses that as proof of that her reasoning was right all along. So then we go to Vicki, the van with Vicki, the paragliding van, parasailing, whatever they're doing. And Vicki's like, okay, everyone, let me just tell you what happened in Mexico in February. Okay, a lady was out in front of my condo, and she parasailed, and the storm was coming in, and she was out there on the string, and next thing you know, the string broke, and she went flying for a very long time, and she went to Nueva Verta, and she landed on top of a building, and they could not get her down, and that's where she is to this day. So if you see Gina Keogh on a roof in Mexico, tell her I say hi.
So back to Emily's van. She's like, I was just so irritated. I mean, with Snuffleupagus with cookie tits, basically. And Shannon's like,
wait. I didn't spend any time with her. Are you sure she said it at BravoCon? Is that what she said about me?
And Diamond's like, what? And Shannon goes,
the thing that I supposedly said in New York that Heather said I said. I didn't even spend any time with Heather. I mean, what is the purpose of telling Emily, Shannon said something horrible about you, but I can't tell you? I mean, how is that positive? How is that positive?
And like, it's funny because, well, I'm not, I can't even spend the energy. Shannon goes, I thought she was my friend. So I wanted to get to the root because of why Heather says negative things about me to other people or about me all the time. Why would she do that? I'm like, well, she literally kind of told you last season when she said, if you ever come from me or my family, this will cost you a lot. So she is now costing you a lot. She is now taking you down. But also, I don't.
But
think
also,
she said this
didn't
stuff.
this season begin with Shannon mad at Emily, or Emily and Gina mad at Shannon? Didn't it?
Gina.
Am I losing my head?
I can't remember. So much has happened, honestly.
They're always mad at Shannon. Okay, so snorkeling group arrives, and they have a guy named Diego, and then another guy comes up and he's like, "Hi, I'm Diego," and Tamara's like,
"Oh my God, what is everybody named Diego? Jesus, how many Diegos are there?"
Others like, "See, I'm not crazy. They all have the same names." So then we go to the parasailers, and they're excited because there's like massages nearby. They're like, "Ooh, let's get massages too." And then Vicki, of course, getting on the boat is like injuring herself because Vicki is in full performative slapstick mode this entire episode, being goofy. And then she starts talking about a happy ending that she got when she got a massage.
We've kind of heard this before from Vicki. We've heard that she's had a happy ending. I don't think we've heard the whole story. But Jen's like, wow, you had a happy ending? That's really all I want. You know what? Good for you. God bless you. I'm so excited for you.
I'm so happy. I hope
I get a happy ending. Yeah.
So then that now the turtle people, they're getting into the water. They're getting off their little boat to get in the water to go scuba diving and not scuba diving, but snorkeling and to see the turtles. And Shannon's like,
wait, hold on a second. I'm not sure I don't think I could get into the water. This is a little nerve-wracking. I mean, John. I'm so used to John Jansen speeding with his boat that if I get off, am I gonna drown? This boat does feel like it's going very, very quickly. I can't get in the water.
I don't jump in the ocean ever.
So she's freaking out. So then the other group, they're getting on a boat, and Vicky's screaming at the top of her lungs, of course, because oh no, she's not screaming yet. She's just woohooing right now. So then now she's talking more about her happy ending. She won't let this go. She's going to get out her monologue this time. So she goes, you know how they do it? Okay, here's how they do it. You lay on your back. Then they have you FaceTime Linda. Okay, because what's sexier, really? Linda starts talking about filing, and then she tells you can't go anywhere for lunch because you haven't been to the office all day. And then you say, I own this company. So then they put your heel on your hoo-ha, okay? And then they start rubbing your leg while your heel is touching your hoo-ha. And then they go over the swoop. And then you put your heels together, and then they go, bueno. And it feels good. I mean, like someone's rubbing your feet, but they're also rubbing your hoo-ha. I mean, why would I say no to that? Wait a minute. Is she even supposed to be coming from this? I don't think this is something that they're doing to try and make you come, you fucking weirdo.
I don't know enough about lady happy endings. I actually don't even know. Honestly, I've never had a happy ending massage, so I don't even know like what that like if you're going for one, like how do you signal that you want one? I don't know what that process even is. So like I don't even know the men's side. I can't even imagine what the women's side is like.
It's so hard for me to imagine someone's like, you know what? I'm going to get some extra money from this lady and fuck her with her own ankle. Like, what? It just sounds crazy. Okay, so Jen's like, oh my God, where have I been? That's what a happy ending is? I just thought it was, Ryan in his fake Givenchy jacket. And Vicky's like, it was a long time ago. You know what? It was a long time. Let's not talk about it anymore. God, I just came from talking about it. Oh my God, my ankle is leaking. Hold on a second.
So then the turtle people are turtling, and they're like, well, why are there worm spots? And like, it's Gina. She's peeing. Gina is peeing. Talk about bacteria.
Okay.
They're so out of stuff on this episode. It's cracking me up how much they're just trying to draw this season out. So they give Tamara another talking head. Tamara's just had all these random talking heads really about nothing this episode. But then they cut to Tamara and she goes,
you know what? We're watching turtles. See, that what you do? You just float. And then you're floating along. And then the turtle passes by and you go, wow, there's just a turtle. It's floating.
Yeah. And then you look at that turtle. And you say, hey, did Ryan send you a dick pic? I bet he did. You want to fuck Ryan? You fucked Ryan, didn't you, for a year? Yeah? Okay.
Ryan's fucked so many turtles from my gym.
Wrap it up, ladies. Wrap it up. So Vicki is now screaming and freaking out on a parasail. And Heather's like, okay, Vicki, because they're like next to each other, parasailing or paragliding, whatever. And she's like, let's go to a happy place. Kodo Insurance. There are staplers. There are legal pads. Visualize the supplies. See Linda. Linda's so mad you're not in the office.
Vicky's putting her ankles up in her hoo-ha again as she says this. Oh yeah, Post-its, insurance policies, term insurance. Yes, yes. So then, meanwhile, like Vicki is like losing her mind, and Jen tells us Vicki sounds like she's dying, and it's kind of nice because like up there, I can't hear all the talk about my relationship.
So Vicki screams the whole time, and then she gets down and barfs. Barfs off the side of the boat.
Big week for barfing on Bravo. Big week.
Huge week. So Tamara is doing snorkel shots with the girls, and Emily's like, you know what? It's much easier to do tequila shots as Snuffleupagus because you can put it in your trunk. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Emily.
Right.
We know you've been horribly victimized. We get it.
So now it's nighttime, and they're getting ready for their dinner and everything, and there's just like makeup stuff. Emily's like sitting on the edge of a bathtub to do her makeup or whatever, and then she falls in the bathtub, and then Vicky's talking about how she drank some beer, blah blah blah. So they all arrive at the restaurant, and the host is like, "Oh, welcome! Like I'm gonna take you to your table," and Heather's like, "Oh, is it through the sand? That's perfect. I'm totally down with that. I'm so happy. Hold on one second. Hi, Mark Cuban. Hi. I'm going to need some wooden platforms here. Yeah, they're making me walk through sand. Thank you so much.
Oh, God, I couldn't get through to Mark. Alfredo, lie down. All right. Walking over a bridge of Alfredos to get to the table. So they're drinking out of these like jalapeno pepper shaped glasses or whatever. And like,
oh my God, why's the glass shaped like a dick? Bitch.
They really have interesting vessels here for their drinks. I wonder when you throw them at the servants, do they break in a different way than American vessels? We're going to have to find out later.
Oh, so Shannon's like, well, I want everyone to see I have a bruise. I got a bruise today on my arm, and it's very painful. So thank you very much for whoever planned this day.
Yes, I definitely got this bruise from the boat. I did not crash into anything.
So Heather is like, so Vicki told me today that you have to bend your leg to let the person know you want a release. It's called the frog move in something called a poor person massage. Have you guys heard about this before?
You know, it's so interesting because whenever Terry hints that he might want a release from our marriage, I take him when he's in pain in a wheelchair and I slam his leg into the elevator door. Isn't that crazy? So bend leg, slam leg. Oh, what a release. All right.
So Shannon's like,
So wait a second. Was this a woman who did it for you, or was it a man?
and Vicky's like, only men, no lesbian stuff here. No, only men.
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. Lady who's fucking herself with her ankle in a public place. So Heather's like, how much does that cost? 40. And how much do you tip? She's like, a couple $100. Cracking up.
You know, it always feels good to have an orgasm. So like, whatever, everyone just relax. Everyone just like,
So now they're talking about the next day. They're going to go shopping. And Shannon's like, well, I had a theory, and I don't know if this is appropriate to bring up. But when we were in Montana, and you had a conversation with Tamra about the picture and this girl during your break. What am I talking about? Ben, do you have any idea what I'm talking about in the scene?
Yes. So Jennifer, new person.
Jennifer.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, okay.
So like when you were talking to Tamara, it seemed like you guys resolved things and moved forward. But I'm wondering if you really did resolve them.
I'm like, wow, great insight, Shannon. Is this based on the fact they had a scream match at breakfast, or just some other instinct you have?
Dick pic, I think they're talking about.
Yeah.
So Shannon's like, well, it seemed like you guys resolved things and you moved forward, so I just don't understand why you're still, And Jen's like, yeah, I thought we were in a good spot.
We were in a good spot. I just don't understand it.
Because you won't leave the lady alone, you fucking badger. Leave her alone. Jeez.
So Vicki goes, you know what? Joshua, it's Ryan. Yeah, whatever his name is. Ryan's the dirty one. And like, I'm coming to you, woman to masturbated woman. You've got 5 kids and you should have made that marriage work. No man has worked out. You should have made it work.
Who fucking hypocrite Vicki, okay?
Yeah.
At least she admits it later, but what a fucking hypocrite. And she's like, I'm telling you, I regret it. I regret not making it work. And Shannon goes, yeah, but that's your situation, Vicki. And Gina's like, you don't even know her. You can't come in here on her vacation. You're not even on the show, Vicki. Because like, do not talk to me like that. I don't know your history and all this. I mean, who even are you? Who even are you? Okay.
Exactly. You don't know the history here, Vicki. So don't come into our vacation and attack one of the girls that's on our vacation.
You're basically like inflation in human form. Okay? Like, I don't even know who you are right now. And Emily's like, she didn't attack her. Oh, you know what? You turned it down. How about you stay out of it? Okay, other person I don't really know. Okay? Nobody's even supposed to see you. Okay? Just go back and talk to Big Bird.
I didn't even bring this up. You know what? I'm just in here trying to eat my chicken wings over here. By the way, if they're a to-go box, I think I might want to bring this back to Orange County if that's cool.
Could you guys send these to my kids?
I think they're in a food court somewhere. So Gina's like, you know, I really like Jen, and I think Jen is a good person who made a mistake, which is funny because earlier in the season, I just like shamed her like episode after episode. But what makes
you literally made your whole storyline about shaming this woman, okay?
Yeah, nonstop.
For weeks, months.
Until she cried, basically. And so she's like, you know, what makes Vicki in a position to tell Jen she ruined her family? Like, I don't know. It's whatever put you in that same position earlier this season.
I know, exactly.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So Jen's like, thank you, Gina. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. And Gina's like, I'm just saying, I don't want any of this fighting. You have started all of the fights this season. What are you even talking about? And Vicki's like, I left my husband for a loser. I will never forgive myself. And I hope that's not you, okay? I just hope that it's not a loser like you. And Jen goes, thank you, Vicki. Vicki, thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Her perspective. Oh, I get it.
Her perspective is that she cares about you. I apologize. Yeah, I'm telling you, woman to woman, I left a good man for a loser, okay? And I got burned bad. I got burned really, really bad. And then after that, I got burned even worse with a man who couldn't even open a salsa jar. Okay, it was really bad. I got burned so bad, I literally had to put up a new sign that said caliente because I had to remind myself of how much I was burned in my kitchen.
I'm bilingual. Oh, by the way, Jed, I just want to warn you. Don't buy him teeth. Do not buy him new teeth. Okay. You'll regret it.
Well, you say things like you love marriage, but you know what? So did I. And I've told the girls before, it's like, I'm in mourning. It's like a loss. Yeah. It's like they're all alive. Yeah. You're not the first person in the world to say these things. Yeah, go on.
It's like mourning when people are still alive. Like, well, why would I even send you flowers? You're still alive, you know? Yeah, I just don't know why I wasn't enough for him. So it has been a road. It's been a road. And Shannon's like, my heart breaks for you, sweetie. And now that I know it's been a road, I'm just going to drive on it very recklessly and put other lives in danger. I'm sorry, that's future Shannon. Okay. Sorry. Couldn't pass that one up.
Yeah, it's a very it's a curvy road. I see. No, it was a pretty straight road. Well, I'm making a left turn. Anyway. I don't care.
And there's a house in the road. Okay, have this house removed.
Jen, I'm so sorry. I hate to interrupt, but I can't help but notice that your road does have a house in the middle of it. You might want to tend to that for us drivers.
So Shannon's like, well, I just want to believe everything is good, Jen. And Jen's like, well, I have guilt for decisions sometimes. And, you know, when people abuse me, I just feel like I deserve it. I feel like I deserve it. So they're basically doing this same thing over and over again, right? And Vicki finally gets up and she's like, you know what? I don't want to hear any more of this. I don't want to hear it. I'm over this. I'm just over this. You started this. You are the one who literally brought this up and started it. So she walks up and Shannon's like, well, you made it worse. So now we go to the next day.
Yes,
and,
it's the morning and they're going to be going to some of them are going to be going shopping. Some are going to go see a shaman. And wacky Vicki, she has her coffee and she sits down on the sofa, but there's no back, so she starts falling backwards. And she's like, why would they make a couch with no back? I'm wacky. I didn't even realize.
Listen, Vicky's a detestable human. I was hoping that she would come on and maybe it would be like, oh my God, it's fun to have everybody. I'm officially done. Please go. This is the time where I think we can all collectively, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but me, all of my personalities, I'm officially done. It was nice to see you. Bye.
I don't know. I just don't like when she does the wacky things, but I thought she was. I thought she was funny
the whole episode.
I don't like when she does these
stuff
slapstick
and then yells
stuff.
about stuff that's none of her business.
Well, I like the yelling about stuff that's none of her business because I feel like that's what I tune in for on these shows. Okay. I mean, I get mad. I get mad at her, but I also want her to do it so that way I can get mad. So I'm okay with that. So Jen's like, I just want to end on a fun note. That's why I want to see a shaman. You know what I think of, Ronnie, when I'm like, I just want to end on a fun note. Let's go see a shaman. Let's go be cleansed in a very serious ceremony, you know?
Girl, like you're literally going to someone with shaman in their name. Like they've been shaming you this whole time. Just leave it, let's all just let it go and move on. So Vicki is talking to Shannon and Vicki's like, you know what? Shed it. You have toilet paper sticking out of your asshole. And Shannon's like, it's a maxi pad. How dare you? Yes.
Yes, I have a maxi pad. Yeah.
And Vicki's like, okay, are your teeth brushed? That's all I want to know. And then Shannon tells us,
oh, well, I forgot my toothbrush, and I didn't know where the lobby was. I mean, there were trams, and it was like I was in Disneyland, and it was very, those trams have microplastics. I wasn't about to get near those. So I didn't know which one to take. So, what I did was I took toothpaste, and I put it on my teeth with my finger, and that was good enough.
Tamara's like, yeah, I can't imagine that brushing my teeth.
So,
she spent 5 days without a toothbrush, just putting it on with her.
Looking at it through this new lens, it's like, oh my God, why has nobody said anything? You know, like why hasn't anybody helped Shannon yet?
Could she at least be on like toothbrush rehab too? I mean, this is just, it's like you've been to a hotel, Shannon. You know you just call.
So Tamara calls the hotel operator. She's like,
operator, may I have a toothbrush? My friend hasn't brushed her teeth in 5 days.
I was like, oh my God, you're even tattletaling and starting shit with the operator of the hotel, Tamara.
She can't control herself. So now they're getting into the trams. And we do see it is a bit of a journey. They have to get trams to get to the van. And Shannon's like,
ladies, I have some news to report. I have a toothbrush, but I I accidentally threw it out. So back to square one. Sorry, everyone.
So Vicki gets in her van. She's like, I have to work. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything but work. That's all I need to do. Okay, it hurts. And Tamara's like,
You know what? I talked to Eddie. He's going to do a fitness competition.
so it's all fascinating stuff. And
I think
Emily's
it's
like,
Emily.
oh, really?
I thought
What?
Emily was doing a fitness. I think that Eddie's going to train Emily for the fitness competition, actually.
Oh, right. Well, I was going to say, I've really always wanted to do a fitness competition. I've just like, listen, I always have to have a goal. Like, one, I said, I want to go to college. So I went to college. And then I was like, I need another goal. So then I said, I'm going to be a lawyer. So then I went to law school. And then I was done with that. So I was like, I need another goal. And then I was like, you know what? I really want to get impregnated by a little guy with hair coming out of his ears that kind of mocks me publicly. Did it, goal.
Well, was one of your goals to get Heather Dubrow to follow you on Instagram? Because that happened.
And one day earlier, it's Emily saying, I have breaking news. Heather Dubrow started following you. So Heather's like, yes, you're welcome. I have shared my attention with you. Yes, I have.
And Heather does her emphasis, her caps talking, like where she'll just caps certain word. She's like, well, when I left the friend group and I told you this, I unfollowed the friend group because I had FOMO and I didn't want to see it. It's like, okay, Jesus, we're listening.
Yes, because, I'm really into poverty tourism. So when I just saw all that footage from Gina's house, I was like, damn it, I wish I could be on my poverty tour right now. So I had to unfollow. So much FOMO.
Mm. And Heather's like, Emily's like,
Well, you do understand that, like, when you say you don't fit in, maybe it's because of things like that.
oh my God, are we going to fight about her not following you on fucking Instagram again? Really? Come on, do better. I'm blaming your closeness to Gina. You're physically close to Gina right now, and I'm blaming Gina because you've had such a good season. Let's wrap it up.
It's like, that's really like, you're calling her to task over some bullshit right now. So Heather's like, she's like, oh yes, I'm sure it's all my fault. It just always comes back to that. Oh wow, Heather Dubrow, it's my fault I gave you Nobu. It's my fault I trapped Richard Marx into my basement. It's my fault I've actually bought all your homes. Yeah, sorry, I'm your new landlord.
And Gina's like, but it is your fault, though. She goes, okay, fine, it is, but you're trying to make it. And Tamara's like,
Don't get defensive. Tone it down, Dubrow.
weren't you the one just screaming your husband wasn't, your boyfriend wasn't only fucking one girl at my gym or whatever that? Shut up, Tamara.
I just love they come for her and you're like, don't get defensive. It's like, what else? She literally is on defense. So Gina's like, to me, just following someone is personal. And Heather's like, well, you have a way of twisting things. Just, yeah, but I think if you're friends with someone, you follow them on social media, period. It's like, oh, wow. All that great content that you're providing your friends, Gina. Like, I'm getting into myself into a tizzy about Gina right now. I don't even have words.
It's like all my friends shit on social. I heart it. I like it. I comment. I mean, that's the purpose of social media.
Which is it?
I'm sorry that not everyone wants to tune in and watch you opening up jars of ragu on social media. Okay.
So Emily's like,
Yo, it looks bad. Like, because she's putting herself on a pedestal. Like, oh, they fall.
listen, I don't care about who Heather followed. Like, we fought about this already last year. I can't. I'm not going to.
But also, like, when Emily's like, they follow me because they're like, this is what Heather's thinking. They follow me because they're peasants and peons, but I don't follow them because I'm the queen. I'm like, you are just projecting your issues right now. I think that Heather is like, I think Heather is too self-involved to even know that you can even follow other people on Instagram. So like, but I don't think it's coming from a place of like, they are peons. But by the way, also like Gina kind of is a peon. So at the same time, there's that too.
Well, Heather's already explained why she unfollowed everybody, okay? Then last year, I think Emily's still mad because Gina got buddy with Heather last year. And their whole thing is like, no one will accept us into this group, so we only have each other. And then Heather kind of disrupted that by accepting Gina, but not necessarily Emily. And like trying to take the poor one on and buy the poor one new clothes. And like, we're eating pizza together, walking through the streets of New York. And it's like, Emily's going to constantly come for Heather for no reason. And listen, I love to come after Heather. I love it normally, but this is just like picking at stupid things at this point.
Well, Emily has mommy issues. So anyone who's sort of like a lady, like, and so does Gina, it seems like, but like,
well, it
anyone
seems
who
like,
is,
but she doesn't, right?
She hasn't articulated that, but I think with Emily, anyone who is like a female who seems like to be of a higher station in some form. So in this case, money. Honestly, I think there may even be a little bit of an age difference. I think that she. Like the fact that Heather is prim and proper and like very controlled. I think that like she projects like her rage at her mom directly at Heather.
Yeah. So Emily's like,
Okay, Heather, whatever. Well, I just want to say now that you've accepted me on Instagram, I've blocked you.
And they all start laughing. And Tamara's like,
Oh, yeah, let's just unmute Heather.
and Heather goes, oh, please do. And Taylor's saying, oh, that's so hilarious, honey. And Heather gets up and she's like, bye, have fun. I'm going home.
Yeah. And Shannon's like,
Oh, well, why are you saying that? Did you hire a private jet for yourself?
and Heather's like, I just want to go.
Well, what happened? What happened?
You guys all just like, you guys just were so mean to her all at once. And Vicky's like, she feels picked on. She's not happy. And that's a shitty place to be on. So anyway, continue picking on her.
And Heather is hiding somewhere in production because we just see the exterior of a building, but we don't see Heather. We just hear her voiceover. And we see exterior, mini market El Pipazzo. So she's inside somewhere going, these girls are all over me, no matter what I say or do. I hate all of them. I just want to come home. I want to come home. No, I hate them.
They're like, well, Heather, if you want, you can just buy this building and that becomes your home. Oh, perfect. I can go home without moving. So now it's time for the
Oh my God, I just sold this building for $97 trillion. Josh Altman's like, just happened to be in town.
I fired all the Alfredos that were in it and I feel so much better. So now it's time to...
Hey, welcome to A Realty. It stands for Alfredo. Ma'am, this is the agency. No.
the Alfredo C. So now it's time for the shaman. And I can't believe that they got, I don't know if you noticed this, Ronnie. They went to the same exact shaman that the Real Housewives of Potomac went to when they went to Tulum last season. Because I was like, this guy seems familiar. All of these places seem familiar. It kind of looks like the places they went to on Potomac. And sure enough, I queued up the footage. It's the exact same shaman. I was like, really? We're double dipping on the shaman?
Oh, wow. That's really bad, guys. I mean, I know we copy storylines and stuff like that, but this is pretty low rent.
I know that Dr. Ken makes his rounds on these shows. You know, there's certain sort of like ancillary characters who sort of like, who jump around from show to show, but like shamans now?
Well, and also this is one of the most proudly ignorant shows on TV. They're also proud of how ignorant they are. Vicky's like, you know what? I don't know what a Shabbat is. I don't know what I'm seeing a Shabbat. Like, is this biblical? Is this biblical? This is not biblical. And Tamara's like,
I don't know what a Shabbat is. Oh, what the fuck he wants from me? What's he want?
Is he a believer in God? Does the Shabbat believe in God? Does the Shabbat have insurance? Does he have Christian insurance? Tell me now.
What's Shabbat mean even?
Is he voodoo?
Well, I believe the shaman can heal me. I'm just wondering if you'll give me any sort of debris I can put in my butt, because that's really what I'm looking for.
Also, my question for this shaman is, where is your hair salon? Because I believe that's the true requirement to be a shaman on Bravo.
What, that his hair is not cute?
No, that you have to also be able to do someone's hair. Do we not remember the shaman from Dallas? The shaman / hairdresser?
Oh my God, Deandra's shaman hairdresser.
The hairdresser who was also a shaman. One of the great wrinkles of that show. Dallas is a little underrated. It still continues to be underrated despite everything that happened with it. It's still an underrated show.
Fucked that one up. Okay, so Emily and Gina and Heather and Taylor, they're going through this like nest thing to enter this. I don't know, what is this? A restaurant thing?
Well, it's a store, but maybe attached to the restaurant. I'm not sure.
And Emily's like, come sit with me, Gina. Don't do a selfie. Come with me, Gina. Let's sit here and just do a selfie right in front of Scarecrow Rockefeller over there and not invite her in. Come on.
Yeah, they're being so cliquey. So Heather's just like walking around and she's like, I have never had an experience like this before. I mean, I've had people be mean to me in my life, and this was a lot, especially with people that are supposed to be your friends. People that are supposed to be working for you. I'm at a breaking point. And if retail therapy can't cheer me up, that's a problem.
I've had people be mean to me before, but not people who were poorer than me.
Never people who don't use my main door.
So then back to the shaman guy. He's beating a drum, and Vicky's like, what's that? What is that? What is that? And he's like, what do you think it is? It's a fucking drum, Vicky. And he's doing the smoke thing. He's like trying to clear them out. And Vicky's like, oh my God, I'm coming right now. Put it closer to my crotch. put it closer.
So he's like, all right, what do you want? What's your purpose, your goals?
Well, I think that what I want is to have an open heart in my life with my friends. And I want to feel like when I make a small comment to John Jansen about the fact that his mayonnaise keeps falling out the refrigerator, he doesn't come back at me with something that paralyzes me. Oh, my God.
You know what I need? I need acceptance, and I want to receive unconditional love. Oh, get a fucking dog. Get a dog. Okay?
No,
you can't just treat people like shit and they still love you. That's just not how humanity works.
Oh, I'm sorry. When I said unconditional love, I just meant like just an all access pass to the happy ending massage place. That's all.
Listen, I just said that because I didn't want to say ankle in my vag. So.
You know what I want? I want to trust my friends, and I want them to trust me. So that way when I betray them, it hurts even more. That's all I want.
I want to eliminate the hate in my heart.
Oh, okay. Okay, Tamara. Good luck. So Jen's crying, and she's like, you know what I want? Like authentic relationships with people, and I want clarity. And he's like, okay, sent, shoop. It's done. Like, oh my God, thank you so much, shaman. Thank you so much.
That really worked. Wow, I'm so glad. You just blew smoke in my face. You know, I've heard about blowing smoke up someone's ass, but you just blew it in my face, and that was just so much more effective. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the smoke in my face. So Taylor is now sitting with Heather at this restaurant thing, and she's like, are you okay, Heather? And Heather's like, yeah, you know, I'm just ready. I'm ready to go home. I just missed the Cinnabon. And Taylor's like, I'm sure. You know, you've been getting it from a lot of directions, Heather. She's, yeah. But anytime I try to say anything,
acting offers, I agree. From all directions. Yes.
I mean, television, film, social, content, Insta, Fireside.
Wow. From everywhere. So she's like, anytime I try to say anything, it all gets turned around on me, and I'm tired of it. So you know what? I don't want to talk anymore unless I'm on a paid streaming platform by Mark Cuban.
She's like, should I trust Taylor? Probably not. But I might do something horrible and say she's cute, you know? And then we see a clip of Heather being completely condescending. Now, see, this is where
Yes.
Heather's so annoying, because Heather, you were completely condescending about
rude.
that video, that movie that Taylor invited you to be on. And you were like, oh, that's really cute, but that's not how films work, silly. Enjoy your silly film. And now you're acting like you were a huge victim over that. Heather, you are an asshole. The reason people think you're an asshole is because a lot of poop comes out of you, okay? Don't get mad at people for labeling you as an asshole.
Heather's like, I just really don't feel like I fit in, and you know, it's just really so hard being wealthy and wearing these rags. It's like, you know, it's like when Tina Turner was supposedly the head of some town in a Mad Max movie. It's like, that's Tina Turner. She's not really a person who trades things with barters and whatever. That's how I feel. I don't fit in with you poors, and anything I do or say gets dissected and turned around against me. And I know we don't need another hero, but if you're already a hero, what are you supposed to do with all the losers? Am I right?
I just want to go home. I'm trying to tell them there's a double standard, but they say it's a me problem. I just want to go home. I don't want to talk. anymore. And Taylor's like, I got it. Thanks for taking the time to talk. Listen, we just had our own shaman section. Didn't we? So the other group comes in and they're like throwing up flowers and applauding. And Tamara's like,
I don't know if this shaman thing is real, but it made me realize I want a deeper relationship with me and Jen.
So Jen comes down the dock and she's like, Jen, are you okay, Tamara? Oh my God, Tamara, are you okay?
I'm okay. Let's hug really tight, Jen.
She starts hugging her. Tamara, you are such an asshole. I love it. And I love that Jen falls for it every single time.
You know, at the end of the day, I probably have sucker all over my forehead. Yeah, she does. Quiet, Ryan. But I want to believe in my friend, and I want to get back to who we were, which was two people in a fake friendship where one treats the other one like shit. Feels good to be back.
So now they arrive at this restaurant, and they're making their way up these wood stairs because it's like this nest kind of restaurant where you have to like perch on top of. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like beautiful, but no.
And it's like really hot because it's like outside. There's no air conditioning, so they're higher up. It's like boiling hot, and so they're climbing to this like it's also like a bed. And also, honestly, if I'm sitting at a table, I want to sit in a chair. I do not want to be having like a bed type of experience. That's just annoying. So she's like, oh my God, I just realized how high are we up? I'm like, you're literally at the top of a tree and you just realized you're high up. This is why we can't have her on TV.
And Tamara and Vicki too. They're just like, oh my God, how do we walk up this? It's it's actually Vicki and Shannon who are the word.
Yeah. Oh my God, what is this? It's not a floor. It's a net.
I know.
So they're like having their wacky.
Whoa! Yeah, just being all
but it was literal shivers up my spine.
But worth it because we got to have a flashback to the ropes course, which was hilarious.
Yeah, she's like,
I will not touch you.
I remember the ropes.
So, so they finally make their way across to the table, and like Shannon's like literally crawling on the floor of the restaurant. It's like this is like so deeply not real. So then they all move tables anyway. They all go inside because it's too hot.
Like, you can walk around the net to the table. Like, oh, okay. They still keep doing it anyway because it's their shtick. And Heather doesn't get it. She's like, but there, you can walk to the table.
Like, okay, Josh, just pretend we can't hear Button Eyes over there. Okay.
So they all sit down, and then Emily's asking how the shaman was, and Jen's like, oh, we really fixed everything. I mean, we had to express our intention, you know? And they're like contradicting things in my mind that I'm battling. And I want to come in whole with you women. I just want to come in whole. And Emily's like, okay, can I say something, Jen? I adore you. And when people ask, like, what do you know about Jen? I'm like, I don't know. She's like cheated on her marriage. She's with this guy, Ron, who's probably going to cheat on her if he hasn't already. There's something kind of like vapid and slutty about her. But I'm done with that. I want to know the real Jen. What do you think?
Oh my God, I would love that. I would really love that. I appreciate that so much.
And Vicki's like, you know what? I'm finally in a good place, and I just want forever love. That's what I want.
Vicki, do you think your boyfriend is the one?
You know what? I absolutely would. We know Vicki, okay? You would absolutely marry literally anybody you passed on the street today, okay? We all know.
Yeah. So she says they're going slow, and Heather's like, oh, you know what? This is the first time I've heard you say that you can't give 100%, and like you've always dived in, and like that makes me sad, but also like happy at the same time. And so, because that's just Heather saying, like, I'm glad you're finally like putting on the brakes a little bit and double checking, you know? And Tamara's like,
okay, really? Well, I have a question, Heather. Okay, you said in Montana that Shannon's not all in when it comes to John.
And this is such fucking bullshit.
Because she was like, oh, yeah, and I just heard that today, Heather Dubrow. Wow, talking shit about me once again.
How dare you?
And then we see 1 hour earlier, Shannon.
Oh, she pulled you all guys aside behind my back, and she talked about my relationship, alluding to these glaring, horrible things happening. Now, actually, she said that in Montana.
And then another clip.
They've been together a lot of times. I'm surprised John doesn't stay at the house. They've been together a long time.
And Heather's like, maybe she's not 100% in. I mean, come on.
That was Tamara talking shit about Shannon and John. That was Tamara talking shit, and Heather being like, well, maybe she's like, maybe she has some doubts. Like, she wasn't saying, oh, I don't think Shannon's in this relationship at all, guys. That was literally the tone of what Tamara was saying.
Yeah, so Heather's like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with saying Shannon's not all in, but the way Tamara is repeating it to try and get her mad at me. I mean, what is Tamara's problem? Did I run over her cat?
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I did. Oh, no, I didn't run over her cat. I took the cat and had it start working for me. Yeah, the cat's my assistant now. That's why she's mad.
I ran over the cat's social security numbers. That's all. So Tamara's like, you said
she was not all in.
And Heather goes, yes, because the comments you've made to me made me think maybe you're still figuring it out. Oh, well then. Oh, so say those words. And don't say I'm not all in. Oh, for Christ's sake. You're not all in. You're still figuring it out. Get over it. Heather has done way worse and will do way worse in the future. This is not it.
And so Heather goes, you know what? I just don't want to be word policed anymore. Adjudicated, okay? Not everyone says the right word at the right time. Again, adjudicated. My intention is she's figuring it out. Please do not be punitive with me.
Yeah. So Shannon's like,
Heather, you said it to Emily on Wednesday behind my backs again, that I said something horrible about Emily.
and Emily corrects her again. She goes,
No, I said very bad stuff. Very bad stuff. Please be specific.
Very bad stuff. It's in the vault.
and Heather's like, no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
And then goes, no, I didn't. And by the way, it wasn't her. It was Tamara. Tamara's the one who was talking about you guys.
And then Tamara's like Tamara's like a little cobra that's like just been startled. And so Heather's like, I didn't say Tamara. Shannon said, I didn't. She'd be like, I said Tamara. She's the one who was talking about you. And Emily, then it cuts to Emily going, oh, well, I guess it was Tamara that Heather was referring to the bad things about Gina in New York.
Fucking Emily.
Oh.
You want to talk about people with like drinking problems as well? Not saying Shannon doesn't have one. A lot of people, like Emily, who literally can't remember anything and spends a whole season bad-mouthing people because she's too fucking wasted to remember anything correctly ever. Now that said, still hilarious. I was cracking up at this part. And Heather does something where she goes, when she goes, I didn't say Shannon. The way she just moves her mouth when she's mad, she's like pointing, her finger is like curved up and her face is just like, So Emily's like, well, I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, my bad.
Kind of, actually. Like, if you could show any remorse for like really like driving a huge wedge between people and causing all this bullshit. And Heather was basically like, oh, I thought you were accusing me of just saying this like it came out of thin air. I didn't realize you would actually misheard that I had said that Tamara was talking shit. So Gina tells us, oops, I was right. She was talking about Tamara. So suddenly, I still don't understand why Gina, who has a big mouth about everything and chimes in with everything, it's not just going to sit on this information. And it's like,
because you see why? Because she hates Shannon. So now Shannon, who had a peace accord with Heather, it's all ruined because of all this gossip that Tamara started. So Gina's not going to fix it because she loves to see Heather. She loves to see Heather getting it from Shannon, or Shannon and Heather fighting. You know, Gina's evil. So Gina's not a good. I always just thought Gina was stupid, but Gina's not stupid. She's just an asshole.
I think you can be both. I think she's actually a stupid asshole. But
I think she's not stupid. I think she's uninteresting and an asshole. She's an uninteresting asshole. She's an average asshole.
Just an average asshole. So so now that Heather has been like, actually, guys, it was Tamara who was talking shit about you guys. And Tamara goes, no, I was repeating what you told me. And Heather's like, no. And Tamara's like, yeah, you said I'm with a bunch of fucking losers. That was you guys. I was repeating it to Heather, because that's what you do to people. Ha. And Heather's like,
that is not what I said. That is a very interesting twist on what I said. Noella and Jen are losers is what I said, not these people. God, I'm just so tired of you getting my shit twisted. That is not fair. Tamara goes,
oh, you're not trying to throw me under the bus, are you?
She goes, no, I'm not throwing you under the bus, Tamara. I'm just saying.
Meanwhile, Tamara's suddenly so offended about being thrown under the bus when she's literally thrown like 10 people under the bus this episode. And now she's like, you can throw me under the bus, bitch? So Tamara's like, I was mocking you, Heather. She's telling us, I was mocking you, Heather, and you know it. And when I saw her at BravoCon and she was sitting with all those ladies and I walked up to her and I'm like, oh, so you're with a bunch of fucking losers? And she looked at me like, oh shit, she remembers I said that. So Tamara's logic is that when she said, "Oh, you're with the losers," in her logic, it was like, "Hey, I'm referring. Remember when you said that? It's like our in joke now that you're sitting with losers because you think they're all losers." Feels like a stretch to me.
Oh God, it's exhausting. It's literally like Tamara's brought a certain amount of energy into the season, which I like. Like, obviously, she has to get some credit for the season being so much better, but it's also just exhausting. It's like, how is nobody screaming at fucking Tamara? But spoiler alert, it gets good. It gets good. My prayers are answered soon. Okay, so Vicki gets up. Now Vicki's doing this thing where she's like, I just can't. I'm such a good person now. I hate fighting. Women not supporting women. I just can't listen to fighting, okay? I just need to go. Waiters, hold me. Hold me, waiters. Oh my God. Are you wearing ankle socks? I love it. It's basically like a condom. All right, let's go. Get it up here.
And then when she says she just can't, she hates fighting and doesn't like being around it, they, of course, then put on screen like 4 different versions of her screaming at people over the past 15 years.
And so Gina's like,
Why didn't you text me? Why didn't you text me? If someone calls me a loser, then you should have texted me. That's what you should have done.
Says Gina, who has overheard everyone talking shit about Heather all season long. Where's your text to Heather, Gina?
Yeah, exactly. And Tamara's like,
but she's the one who called you a loser.
And Heather's like, no, I didn't. I called Noella a loser. Give me a break.
I love, like, honestly, it fits. She hated Noella. She hated she just hated Noella the most. Like, when she's like, I hated Noella. Like, I called her a loser. It tracks. She was friends with Gina at that time. Like, she wouldn't call Gina a loser at that time, I actually don't think. So Tamara's like, yeah, well, I was saying it as a joke, but Heather, in my version, was saying it for real. And I was joking about Heather calling you guys losers for real. So I'm innocent. And they just believe Tamara face value.
That's so crazy. Why would anybody believe fucking Tamara? So Gina's like,
I'm done. I am done.
So she knocks her over a chair and she's like,
I did not mean to knock over the chair, but I'm still done.
It's like, oh my God, you can't even make a good exit.
Gina is double. Gina has, her logic is either Heather, you called me a loser, so I'm done because of that, or you heard that someone called me a loser and you didn't text me, so I'm done with that. It's
right. She's just been ready to come for Heather because Heather had the gall to call out the fact that Gina's friendship is fake at the beginning of the season. So Gina's just been sitting there waiting, helping stir up all this shit with Shannon and Heather all this time that Tamara is clearly in on, Yeah. And so now she just has her reason. It's like you're waiting for the reason to break up with somebody, and then you take any stupid reason that they give you. And this is the stupid reason. And now Gina's like,
I am done. It's like being punched in the stomach. I've been a genuine friend to Heather.
Like, you've never called Heather back. What are you talking about, you fucking user, Gina?
And then she goes, I have been defending her. Like, you literally have not been defending her. And every time that Heather's been hung out to dry, you have not, like, jumped up the way you've jumped up right now in these situations. And the whole time you're telling other people nasty things about... She's literally, it's about Noella, you idiot. So Emily's like, if I got called a loser with all the things I've accomplished, that's a bunch of bullshit. And Heather's like, I didn't call you a loser. But honestly, I'm tired of being taken to task by this group. I get it. You don't like me. I'm whatever. I'm just an incredibly accomplished actress who you do not enjoy.
I've been a good friend to you this entire time, Heather.
She goes, oh God, you're yelling at me in front of everybody. You're not being a good friend to me right now, poor person. You have never had my back. And Gina's like, you're talking shit behind my back. And Heather's like, I'm done. I'm really done with this situation. So she walks away and we get a boom. And when we come back, Heather's like, really? The moment Tamara says I call her a loser, they're going to believe that from the one you're warning me against? And it's such a good point.
It is a great point.
Because then we see Gina in the shit shovel scene where they're shoveling shit in Montana, where Gina's like,
sometimes I feel that, like, shit with Tamara, like, not everyone's eyes are open. You need to be careful with her.
Yeah. And that was because Gina didn't like that Heather was being nice with, like, was being friendly with Tamara. Yeah, she is so ridiculous. And then Tamara's like, you're a fake friend. And then Vicki's crying at the bar. She's crying. The way these women talk to each other, I just can't be around it. It's so toxic. And they give her a shot. I'm like, you're literally drinking poison.
Pretending.
You're like, it's so toxic. Give me poison. Give me some alcohol.
As she fake cries. So, you said Heather went over there, right? And she,
Now
I
she's
can't take
walking
Heather. So Heather comes over. She goes, I am done, Vicki. And Vicki's like, I can't believe Heather treating you. I just can't believe it. Women treating women like this. Those fucking bitches. And Heather's like, yeah, but I'm done. And I'm done with this show. I'm done. And Vicki goes, yeah, I would never put up with it either, Heather. You should leave. Because, of course, Vicki thinks that if a spot opens up, Vicki gets to crawl into that spot.
Yep, that's exactly right. And so then Shannon comes over. She goes,
Heather, you gotta come back to the table. You gotta. We need to. We have a few more things we just want to hammer you about. Come on, you gotta
We're
come
not
back.
done with you. Okay, we're not done with you. And so back at the table, Gina's like, I genuinely thought she liked me. Like she's the fucking victim. And Tamara's like, yeah,
I thought she liked me too.
you
what are you
guys
talking
are
about, Tamara?
monsters.
Tamara, you have dragged Heather, like destroyed her over the past half season. And it gets the same thing. It's like, why are you making us defend Heather? You guys are the biggest, most vicious hypocrites this season. And Gina's like,
That's why I'm upset about this, because I have been a good friend to Heather.
okay, Gina once again, she loves this narrative. She loves every single season.
I've been a good friend to her the entire time.
Okay, enough with you.
She goes, I can't force Heather to be a good friend. And if she's not willing to be a good friend to me, then I'm done. Because what else can I do at this point? It's getting pathetic.
So now Vicky's back to Vicky talking to Heather. Vicky's like, why can't we just be women of integrity, women of honor, women who fake cancer better? I mean, we should fake cancer better, right? Practice makes perfect is what I'm saying.
Heather's like, they just went to the shaman. I mean, lead with love. I mean, this is so simple. So Emily is now talking to Tamara. She goes, sometimes if someone has a superiority complex, they just need to be held accountable for that. I'm like, well, also maybe sometimes if you have an inferiority complex, you also need to be held accountable.
So Gina is talking to Jen, and Gina's like,
we do hold Heather like she's family. She's family. Like this, that we've looked at her, right?
And Shannon's like,
oh, God, I mean, she is a great mom. She's a great wife. She's very thoughtful. She's very kind occasionally. She does give very cheap dollar store sombreros to people in gift boxes so they'll kiss her ass, and that's good. But then she can be a little bit calculating.
Whoop.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to jump through hoops to be friends with her. Well, actually, specifically, you have to go through 3 gates, but you know what I'm saying.
And I love that she's talking about how calculating Heather is when she's like loving Tamara. Tamara's like probably 10 times more calculating than Heather is. And I'm not saying Heather's not calculating, but Tamara's the most calculating. And Tamara's like, you know what? And she will lie to the fucking end. And Heather's like, would someone be on my fucking side already? And then, of course, this scene ends with Gina going,
I'm sad.
It's like, of course, that's what she does next. Gina is a horrific friend to someone.
It's like, you know what? Our friendship's over. And then goes, I just feel sad about it. I'm sad.
Yeah, she's always the victim at the end of the day. So then 4 hours later, we get this kind of lame scene of the Tres Amigas coming out of a club, just drinking. They're just so happy they're back together again. And Shannon's like, when was the last time the 3 of us danced on a bar together? And she's like, wow, look at that lighthouse. That's beautiful. And Tamara's like, that's a lighthouse. It's like, oh my God, this shtick. I can't with these. I can't.
Well,
I'm so glad they can't do this show anymore.
To be able to all dance on a bar top together, even though we're old ladies, we can still have fun. Fun. We're just 3 ladies who can handle our alcohol and have fun.
So
look at this. I'll just blow into this candle and flames came out.
So please brush your teeth, Shannon, please. So the other ladies... So the other ladies are cheersing, and Taylor's like, onward and upward, ladies, like Willy Wonka said.
And
okay,
then,
Taylor. Thanks. Glad Taylor's here to add some Willy Wonka quotes.
And then Heather and Jen are talking, and Heather's like, Jen, by the way, I was really proud of you the other day when you said to Tamara, you're mean, you're nasty, why'd you do this to me? It was very honest. So yes, I will hire you. You can start tomorrow as my butler. Do they call them butlers if you're women? Butleresses, perhaps?
Oh, good. So let's see. What is this where it ends? What happens?
So Tamara's like,
you know what? I thought we had the best day, and the way it ended is literally shocking to me.
Oh, you mean when you when you attacked Heather and she stormed out, yeah, that will happen. And Shannon's like, well, there is zero reason to say something like that to Emily and Gina except just to hurt someone. And even though apparently she didn't say it to Emily and Gina, we'll just decide that she did say it. And so I'm going to continue to be hurt by it because she hurt me with a thing that she didn't say.
Because then Tamara goes,
You know what, though? I think she did say you. She did say it.
what? What? Is she trying to hurt me again?
She goes, yeah, she's trying to hurt you again.
Tamara literally makes something up on the spot. She goes, but you know what I was thinking? I think she did say that about you. Guess what? I just had this thought. I think that, like, Heather has been going around. I think she went into your car and affected your steering. So you better be careful next time you drive your car. I think Heather did that.
My brakes?
Your brakes. Your brakes.
You better be careful. So, and then Heather, but okay, the cliffhanger is this. Heather says, I want to show Gina that Tamara is talking shit about her, and I have the proof. Boom. Which, of course,
so
is not
then we
work.
see, right. So then we see clips of next week, which is the season finale. Thank you, Jesus. I've loved this season, but enough. Like, go to bed. Go to sleep. So it's the season finale, but Heather has had it. They have some kind of costume party where Heather shows up like Game of Thrones, like the tree person, and like one of the tree people. And she's like an ice queen or something. And she's just like completely anti-Tamara and just sends Tamara over the edge. Now it looks like Tamara wins because Tamara has everybody on her side. But I love that Heather just comes in like kind of a villain and just tries to turn everybody against Tamara. It looks really good.
It looked amazing. It was like you got Taylor was drunk. So Taylor, who was just like Heather's confidence down, like she thinks she's better than all. And you have just everyone there. It looks like it's going to be a disaster. And they show Heather plays audio of to Gina of Tamara on her podcast being like, what did I say, Teddy? What did I call them? And Teddy's like, yeah, you said that. Remember when you called Gina and Emily losers? Ha! And you know Gina's going to hear that. And she's going to be like QAnon with it and be like, yeah, but like that doesn't make sense because I think that Heather told you to say that. Like you just know that Gina
she was only repeating what Heather said.
Yeah. Confronted with proof, she will still flip it somehow and be like,
because she doesn't care. Like she's just out to get whoever she's out to get. You know, she doesn't care. You don't care about the truth.
It was so good. I don't know. I love this episode. The season finale looks great, and this is a great season. Can't wait to see what happens next week.
Well, we sure will, because we'll be here. So join us next time, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at